This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Wednesday, February 15th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. Ivy Tech Community College says innovation and connection are two focus areas for its new 3-year strategic plan. The institution said the plan would serve as a roadmap to address the needs of employers in advanced manufacturing, nursing, and other growing industries. President Sue Ellspermann.
Being able to offer exactly what they need to build the partnerships that work for them and to bring adult learners into that talent pipeline, credit for prior learning, things that help their employees, our students, be able to fill those high-wage, high-demand careers.
She said the college is also continuing to partner with high schools to get students more credentials while they're still in school. Steel workers at U.S. steel plants in Northwest Indiana earned more in bonus pay last year than the median income in Lake County, according to our partners at the Times of Northwest Indiana. The Pittsburgh-based steelmaker paid out record profit-sharing bonuses of up to $43,000 to thousands of steel workers last fiscal year. The median income in the area is $31,666. Members of the United Steelworkers Union at Gary Works and the Midwest plant in Portage qualify for the bonus plan. The publication says U.S. Steel earned a record $4.17 billion in profit in 2021 and $2.52 billion in net earnings last year. Fort Wayne-based Physicians Health Plan of Northern Indiana plans to build a primary care facility in partnership with Tennessee-based Premise Health. The new center, which will be located in Fort Wayne, will provide access to primary care services for select employer groups that carry PHP insurance. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Has your company grown at a rapid pace over the last 2 years? Nominations are now being accepted for Fast 25, IBJ's exclusive list of fastest growing companies in Central Indiana. Honorees will be spotlighted in a special publication in the IBJ and celebrated at an event on May 9th. Check out the changes to this year's criteria to see if your company qualifies. Learn more and submit your nomination by March 1st at ibj.com/nominations.
Whether it's a new hire or a noteworthy promotion, IIB's Big Wigs and New Gigs serves as a platform to promote your team. Our revamped offering includes being featured on both the newly redesigned newsletter and at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Subscribers to the Business News subscription save $10 off every listing. Plus, you can save $100 by bundling your submission to IIB with the Indianapolis Business Journal or the Indiana Lawyer. More at InsideIndianaBusiness.com.
A long-awaited bill to require Indiana school districts to share property tax dollars with charter schools has attracted attention and scrutiny from groups that disagree about which schools should benefit from public funding.
The proposal is the latest sign that lawmakers might direct more public dollars to support school choice this budget session. Proponents characterize the strategy as funding students instead of systems, while opponents argue it leaves fewer resources for the nearly 1 million students in Indiana's public schools. Under current state law, charters do not receive a portion of the funding that districts can collect from property taxes and cannot put forth their own referendums to voters to raise operating revenue. Senate Bill 398, authored by Republican Senator Linda Rogers of Granger, would require districts to share some of that tax revenue, though Rogers made changes that significantly pare down the scope of the proposal. Beginning in 2024, districts would need to share any revenue from local property taxes earmarked for operating expenses that's above the average they received from 2021 to 2023 with charter schools in the same or contiguous counties. Rogers' bill would require charter schools to hold public hearings on their budgets and to set up operations funds to receive referendum dollars, which would only be available for a list of qualified expenses related to buildings, transportation, and technology. The Senate Tax and Fiscal Policy Committee did not vote on the bill Tuesday. Rogers said she would be open to meeting with members of the public who came to testify to discuss the bill further. House lawmakers are considering a similar bill. Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Construction is moving forward on an estimated $104 million project to create a consolidated courts campus in Elkhart County. The new campus, which will combine the county's 2 existing courthouses under one roof, is slated to open in the fall of 2024. Not only will the courthouses come together, but the entire makeup of the court system in Elkhart County has already started transforming. Court judges and staff are in the process of restructuring the courts into 3 divisions: criminal, civil, and family law. Indianapolis-based food tech company True Essence Foods today launched a $15 million Series B funding round as the company looks to scale its proprietary technology and eventually grow into a multinational corporation. The company has developed 2 platform technologies that help food and beverage manufacturers produce shelf-stable goods that maintain flavor and minimize spoilage without the use of additives or preservatives. CEO Matt Rubin.
Our goal, and one of the things that I think is driving a lot of companies towards this trend, is not to make food taste like our food. We're not adding something that makes them more like us. We're trying to help their food taste more like their food in a shelf-stable form. We've had a very strong support in the greater Indianapolis investment community to get us to the place that we are, and we're very grateful to our current investors. And we're continuing to grow with our current investors, as well as meet with new investors that may help us to become that multinational company that we're growing into.
Rubin says the company has doubled its footprint on the Near East Side of downtown Indianapolis as it explores new technology and runs tests on various food products. True Essence has also expanded its staff, now employing 30 people at its Indy headquarters, and plans to grow that number to 50 in the next 12 to 18 months. The state of Indiana has reached a $700,000 settlement with a medical provider in Hammond. Attorney General Todd Rokita's office says Southeastern Medical Center allegedly overbilled Indiana's Medicaid program for procedures that were not performed as described. According to the settlement agreement, SEMC submitted more than 13,000 claims between January 1, 2016 and June 1, 2021, indicating medical staff performed spinal manipulation under anesthesia. However, the state cited records that showed no associated billing for an anesthesiologist or a hospital or surgical center. SEMC admitted in the agreement that the procedures were not performed under general anesthesia, but denied any wrongdoing with regard to the claims filed with the Medicaid program. Both the state and SEMC agreed to settle the case, quote, to avoid the delay, expense, and uncertainty associated with litigation. ABC News anchor Lindsay Davis is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.